post office closes, there's another one in Grey Shopping Centre and there's another one over in Blackshots. Doesn't seem to me, to some people, to be a problem.
Well, it isn't a problem for you or I because we're fit and healthy, but there's a lot of older people who live in this area and young mothers with pushchairs, etc. And Kathy and I, Kathy Kent, who's one of my colleague councillors, we walked from Airy Neaves Court and an old people's complex to the parade, and that took us.
It's sad about the fact the post office might close because I just use it all the time because it's just so better than going all the way into town. It's just so much more
Post office is
convenient.
closed.
It is very bad news because without this chap I wouldn't have my electric key today.
So where can you go now?
Where can I go now? What, to the post office?
Yeah.
It's either going to be Corringham or right into Grace.
And that is inconvenient.
Very.
Who are living in this area, we got 3 complexes here: Dexter Close, Atley Court, Airy Neve, and so many people living in Hathaway Road and Lentil Avenue, old pupils, and Hathaway Garden. They're all filled with old pupils.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't
Closure of
go
post office is
anywhere.
very much an emotive issue, isn't it?
It very much is, especially for people in this community where there's a lot of elderly people and people who are less able who really depend on this post office to get access to vital services. And if you look at this particular post office, you can see they've put a lot of investment in to make it very accessible to less able. And I think it's a very important facility that really I wouldn't put blame on the government for this. This is a decision that's been basically an instruction given by the government to the post office to close down a third of the post office network in order to save money. So the post office have come up with a formula whereby they can actually cut back on the network, but it's actually a very bureaucratic one, and one that doesn't really take into account the needs of the local people who use individual offices. So we decided to take the fight very much to the government and tell Gordon Brown that actually we don't want to see this post office closed. It's a vital service for local people, and for the elderly that do use it, pay their taxes all their life, they deserve to have this service.
It's said that we need a post office network, but there is a huge hemorrhage of money from Post Office Limited, and they gave Royal Post Office Limited the responsibility of looking at their network and rationalising it. Where we disagree with Post Office Limited in Thurrock is that we have already a network of post offices. We've lost 3 or 4 through voluntary closure over the last 3 or 4 years. If you look at the spread of post offices in Thurrock, they serve each community that they serve very, very well. They're very well positioned, and I think, as you probably heard from customers at the Hathaway Road Post Office and the postmaster himself, that's a very popular and well used and profitable post office. These are all points we made when we met with the post office consultation network change team the Friday before the consultation closed, and they reassured us that this all is not lost. We are hopeful but not confident that Post Office Limited will listen to us, and a decision is going to be made towards the end of August.